my phone.
Are we on? It didn't tell us this time that.
Can I, where's that thing on the side where you...
I thought I turned it all the way
Silent, right here.
down. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's one.
There.
See, you're a tech whiz.
Huh. No, I just know how to make that thing shut up. In the night when it's like, ding,
It says we're live.
ding.
On the OBS at least.
All these just say sending data.
It says live. 35 seconds live.
Wait,
Try
yeah.
turning them off and on again.
Let me check.
It says it's been recording for 47 seconds. 50 seconds. This beard's
Oh, Dan says word up, Big Mike. So
Oh, word up, Big
there we go.
Mike.
It's going.
Oh, that's
You're
cool.
live, Big Mike.
Oh, so I am live. All right. Well, if you're just joining me, I'm right here with CreatiVets. I'm going to be doing a little bit of art here. This is a little segment that we're doing just to help veterans out, you know, that are during the COVID. What is it called? COVID.
Yeah, COVID-19.
COVID-19.
Coronavirus.
I like it. I'd like to call it the MBV 20. Oh, Blake, what's up, Blake? Right on. Thanks for joining me, bro. Yeah, the MBV 20 is what I'm calling it. It's the Mexican beer virus. Yeah. So, yep. I'm married to a Mexican, so I'm clear to say that. So check this out. I went down and picked up some cigar boxes. I actually got this one at like a distillery that makes whiskey in Kentucky. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. It says Fat Bottom Betty. That's what I used to call my grandma. Go figure. Anyways, I'm going to paint this today for my sister. Here's another one that I picked up. This one's kind of cool. If you can see here, it's got a little chain. I keep my markers in here. It's got a nice little chain right here. It's pretty cool. But, yeah, so, I mean, basic stuff that you need. I mean, and if you don't have a cigar box or something like that, here's like a, obviously I wrote Nick on here, so I guess this is for Nick. But this is just a little canvas that I picked up at Michael's. You can also get these at Joann Fabrics, Hobby Lobby. Usually a pack of these is about $3 and you get about 5 of them. So, yeah. What's up? What's up? Seeing everybody chiming in here. This here too, I have like a little, I just want to explain some of the stuff that I'm going to be using here. These pencils, they look all fancy, but they're just regular pencils, nothing fancy. And when you're drawing on the wood, most of these cigar boxes are unfinished wood, so they don't have like any primer or anything on them. They're just unfinished. They're either just dyed or painted, so you really don't have to do any prep work to them. That's why I like painting these boxes, because there's just no prep work to them. These here that I use are it's an acrylic marker. I know it's all in Japanese, so we can't read it unless you're Japanese, I guess. Then you might know what this says. What's up, Blake? Do you know what this says? Are you Chinese? So these markers here, they're just an acrylic paint marker. Like I said, I use this little book right here. I've been using it for a while, but these paint markers, you gotta, see if I can get this in here so you can see it. Gotta kind of hit them down to get them started. And you can find these too at any local art shop. Not necessarily this brand. This brand's called Posca. I buy all mine on online. But you can pick up markers similar to these at like I said, Hobby Lobby and Michael's and stuff. So yeah, I've got quite a few markers here. We'll get into those here in a little bit. But I was just, like I said, I wanted to do a little cigar box here for my sister. I've been thinking about her lately, and just, you know, with all this social distancing and stuff, I miss my sister and miss seeing my niece and stuff like that. But you can see here, I took some stickers and just put some Sugar Skull stickers in there, and I don't know, just thought it was a really cool little box that I can decorate today. And bought I'll show you a little bit of what I do, and then also we'll go into a little bit of after the acrylic painting and stuff. I was thinking about doing a little bit of bedazzling. Oh, bedazzle. Yes, 6'10" Big Mike bedazzles. Here's some. Just wanted to show you these real quick here. These are some shoes that I did for my wife. What's it say here? Dan said, what surface can those be used on besides wood? These markers here, they can be used on any surface. I'm talking like glass, as long as it's clean. So glass, fabric, wood, metal, you name it. You can write on anything with these. Now it is acrylic, so it's gonna be like a chalk, unless it's a porous surface, so like a canvas or like wood. Something porous will the paint will soak into. But if it's like metal or glass or something like that, it's going to be like a chalky kind of feel to the paint. You'll need to put a protective over it. That's something that I usually talk about at the end, but I'll mention it here, and I'll also mention it at the end. But I use different types of protectants to help, protect my artwork when I'm done. And if you're going to use something, obviously you don't want to spray this indoors, but if you're going to use something that you're if you're using bright colors and stuff and you want to maintain those colors and you're not looking for a glossy finish, this is a good product here. It's a matte finish from Krylon. Pick that up at any local hobby store. It's non-yellowing. It dries in minutes. It's really not that, doesn't put off much of an odor, but. And then here's another one that's UV resistant. So if you had something that you might put into like a sunroom, or it's going to be in direct sunlight or something, this is something that you would put on your artwork. It would really help that against the sun. And then here's another one. This is a company called Angelus. And Angelus makes an acrylic finisher. This is a matte finisher. It's what I use a lot. This is a brush on or an airbrush. And all three of these, you just need an acrylic finisher. I just ran over to the bubble pop, almost killed somebody.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. So those are what I use to protect my artwork. Let me grab these real quick. Ugh. I was going to show you these here. These are a little piece that I did for my wife here recently. And let's see, what's the best way to show it?
These are all laminated. Or you can just show that under here.
Yeah, let's see if we can see it here. So these are some shoes that I just did for my wife. Those are all jewels there. Took me 5 days and about, I would say just at about 19, 20 hours of actual work time to do. So yeah, it came out pretty sweet. But I'm going to be doing a little bit of that on this box today too. So no major, you don't need any special tools or anything for that. Super glue and I don't know, coins, jewels, beads, buttons, whatever you want to put on there. A little bit of super glue. I personally use a glue called E6000. See that right there? It's clear, transparent, and it's paintable. So if I get it all over the place and I don't have time to clean it up, at least I can paint it. Alright, I'm going to get started here. I got just some pencils here. And my sister's name's Amanda. So I'm going to put her name across the top here, right here, Amanda. And yeah, do that. Yep, this whole virus thing has got everybody in a spin. I don't know what's going on with everybody. I don't know what the thing is with buying up all the toilet paper. I mean, it's a good thing I don't pay toilet paper. I'd be out of business right now. So, anytime I'm doing like lettering and stuff, I always like to start out with just actually, putting the name, writing the name somewhere. It's my sister's name. If I forgot how to spell it, my mom would kill me. So, this is just my little bit. Amanda. Yeah, I'm just gonna figure out some letters, and I had some stuff, but I forgot to bring it with me. So I'm just gonna go off some letters here. A-M-A-N-D-A. So we got 6 letters. So I usually, if you wanted to, you know, if you're really savvy and want to get into it, you could probably measure out some stuff, but I kind of want to do like this little arch. So I'm kind of going to just do a little freehand of it here. And I like to start with going about the middle of the box. And we'll put an A right here, that way I know where the middle is and stuff. So I'm going to do a little sketch like this. Yeah, let me just share a little bit with you of how I got involved with CreatiVets. I was invited by I was introduced from a good friend of mine, Dan Collins, introduced me to Richard Casper, and Richard Casper invited me out to USC in California, and to go do an art program. And I was at the time in my life, I just was dealing with some tough stuff in my life, and I was needing something like that more than anything. So at first I didn't really want to go, but talking with my wife and stuff, I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. So I went out to USC and did this art program, and I'm trying to think. The first week was ceramics, and I like to call it, I believe that's, the proper term is ceramics, not pottery and stuff, but so the ceramics, I really got in tune with it. I've never done ceramics before, so I really got in tune with it, and it was a full another way for me to express my artwork and kind of be able to tell a story working with the art. So that was really interesting for me. We also did what's it called? Graphic design?
Yeah.
Yeah, graphic design with these computers and stuff. I'm not going to say that I enjoyed that. I'm not going to lie to anybody and say that I enjoyed that. I think this one just turned off or something. But anyways, so I'm not going to say that I enjoyed that, but I couldn't really turn the computer on and stuff. I'm not much of a computer guy, so. But that was another week of graphic design, and then at the end we did what is that called? A photo? No, like a.
Backup.
What is that thing called?
Which one?
At the end, when we did the thing at the end at USC.
Gallery.
Oh, just the exhibition?
Is that what it's called?
What it called?
No. Is that what it's called?
Like graduation.
Yeah.
Exhibit.
Exhibit.
Yeah, I get it.
Exhibit.
No, it's not exhibition. Exhibit. So it's like an exhibit of all the veterans' work and stuff like that, and it really opened up my eyes, and I really saw on the art aspect of how I could take, some of the thoughts that I was having from combat or whatnot, and from my time in service, and really relate it, and put it into a different art form, not just the art that I'm accustomed to, but like ceramics and graphic design. I kind of bombed the graphic design part, but I had some help. I had some good help, good instructors, and good veterans with good support behind me, to help me out and stuff. But kind of a funny story, though. I know I'm getting off track there, but kind of a funny story, because we're in the graphic design room the first day, and there's an Apple computer. I've never even seen an Apple computer except for, I don't know, I guess Best Buy. So we're sitting there, and everybody's doing all their graphic design. They're clicking, and I'm not. My screen's still black. And finally, the instructor come over and said, "Are you going to join us?" And I said, you could show me how to turn this thing on. I didn't realize the button was behind the screen. So, anyways, yeah, that tells you how much I use computers. But so yeah, I got to do the art program with CreatiVets out there in USC, and it was you know, being an artist and everything, it opened my eyes to a whole different avenue of how I could express myself. So I was very happy and thankful for that. And then Richard invited me to write a song in Nashville through CreatiVets as well, and I did the songwriting program and got to write with some amazing songwriters. How do you say Chris's last name? Ferrara. Chris Ferrara is who I wrote with. Amazing guy.
And Adam Mack.
Who?
Adam Mack?
Oh, that's right, Adam Mack. Young kid. I like Adam. You know what? I actually follow Adam on Instagram. I hope I hit him up on this and said, hey man, watch me do some art. But I don't know if I did. Anyways. But that's how I got started with CreatiVets, and now I'm just been doing some outreach volunteer work, and we've been bringing veterans to Nashville to write songs just like I got to do, and it's changing the lives of these veterans. Now unfortunately we've got this virus thing going on, so we can't leave our houses to invite veterans out to do this, but once it's done we'll kick it back off again. And I'm telling you, if you haven't signed up for this,
You just did.
I would highly suggest you do. Just go to creativevets.org and look up the songwriting.
Did you do it at the start of it?
Get in the songwriting and fill out the application, you know. Trying to stack these letters. I don't know if you can see it here. I'm just doing a little pencil and I'm just doing little sketches. This is nothing. And I can't tell you what kind of font this is or anything. I'm just kind of going off my head here and doing a little something. I want to keep the letters with some, like a finger distance of meat in them, at least on one side. That way, I have something to fill in with color. So you don't want to just do a bunch of line work. And yeah, I think I'm liking this kind of font here. We got these little bubbles that come off the end of the letters here. I think. And another little something about me, I tattooed for about, I'd say professionally tattooed for about 14 years. And, what is it? It says, can you share your Instagram? Oh, my Instagram is 610 Big Mike. It's 610 Big Mike. So the number's 610 and then Big Mike, capitals, lowercase, it doesn't matter. You'll see a picture of me in my tennis wheelchair. I love playing wheelchair tennis. So, all right, we need to put it in right here. So let's bring this down here. Tuck that behind this A right here. I like that. I don't want to cover up too much of this picture here because this is, I want to really keep that originality of that box right there. I think it looks good right there. But we'll put it in down here. And usually when I start talking and I sketch, my mouth gets going and my pencil stops working. So I'm trying to to get a little bit of this done so I can show you some of these markers here. And then we'll go here with the D. And like I said, I've kind of got like a Bob Ross mentality when I paint, and that is, there is no mistakes. I make no mistakes, just happy little accidents, I guess is what he calls them. I don't even have those. I just enjoy myself. I don't think there's a, I went down a little far. I bet you I could bring this down. So this is what I like to do if I make a mistake or something. It's kind of hard of erasing on wood. You know, I don't suggest taking an eraser and erasing on wood. I wish I had some water around here, but I don't. Uh-oh. Look at that. Boom. Took a little rag right there. Dry it off. Back at it. You know? Simple. What we're gonna do. I think that'll be the best right there. And then bring this one here. Yep, that's it right there. Cool. Now that I have like a little sketch drawn out, I don't know if you can see, it's nothing fancy or anything, it's just a little sketch. I may put like a rose or something up in here in the corner or something, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna show you a little bit of these markers. So here, let me see where I could put this here. I could put this right here so I could show you. This is my book. I've had this for, probably 17, 18 years I've had this book, and I just open up any random page. I like to do color combinations and get my color palettes, you know, on the paper first, so it's not on my artwork. And something I didn't mention too, these markers here, Posca, be a little bit pricey. So for about, I would say probably about, what's the package come? I think they come in 6 or 12. So a package of 6 is about $40. So it can be a little bit pricey. But they do have all different types. Here's some glitter ones. I'll definitely be using those. So what I like to do is I like to start out with a neutral color, something that's easy to go over. One of my favorites, white. You hear that? You got like a little ball in it, just kind of like a spray can. Shakes up the paint. Shakes up the paint. What? What? You look like a hacker.
I can see that.
Like a hijacker. Or a hacker. Ah! What's a hacker?
Like a computer hacker. You can't even turn on a Mac, but you look like a hacker.
Yeah, what's a hacker look like? Aren't those people like sit in shadows and stuff? They don't even really, they probably don't even have a look. Just sit in a closet somewhere on their computer.
Tattoos and beards.
No, that's not what a hacker looks like. Maybe a slacker. This paint will wash off with water too. So it's a non-toxic. I'm not going to eat it for you, but you can put it on your skin. Here you go. So here's some of my tattoos. Look, Actually color in your tattoos with it if you wanted to. You know? So, yeah, you can paint on your skin. It washes off with water. It's non-toxic. I've actually done, if you check out my Instagram, 610 Big Mike, you will see one of the pictures has a picture of a woman's leg. That's my wife's leg, and I painted on her leg. Took about 3 hours to paint this wave on her leg, and took about 5 minutes to wash it off. So the artwork now is the picture. So I really like that. I thought it was cool. Now these are just, I'm just doing it some rough lines. This is nothing. I'm not trying to get it perfect here. I just want to get an idea of what we got going on here. All right. Oh, all right. What is that? Is that just some random person? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
This was nice. You just get random people showing up.
Yeah, random. Rando. It's like Rambo. Rando. Hey, Rando. All right. It's looking pretty good right here. I like this. Looking pretty solid. That's a nice A tucked back there. What was I gonna say? I was gonna show you something. I thought I had it here. Oh, here they are right here. If you ever get to a point where you're just like, man, I don't know what to paint, I don't know what to draw. I'd like to draw something, but I don't know how to draw. Everybody says, oh, I admire you. You got such a talent that you can paint and you can draw. Well, guess what? If you pick up this marker and you put it on something and make a design, so can you. I mean, it doesn't have to be to my level. It can be to whatever level you want. Art is just any type of form. But I have these. I got these special glasses that I made, and these glasses. I mean, if you want, I could probably send you a pair of these glasses because this will really help you get in tune with. You see these glasses? Look at these things. I mean, these are like visionary glasses. You put them on, you can see all kinds of stuff. Like, whoa! Look at this. How's it look? Look good, fellas? Looking good, huh? Ooh, look at that right there. Now you can paint anything. Oh man. Oh, look at this. That's what I'm talking about. That's how I get down right here. Hey, does anyone remember that show? Man, it's gonna kind of show my age, I guess, a little bit, but there was this lady, she had like a mirror or something like that, but it didn't have a mirror in it. It was like just a frame. And she'd be like, oh, I see Michael at the end of the show, like some kid's show, and she'd be like, I see Michael, and I see Amanda, and I see Richard and stuff. Do you remember that show? Any of you guys see that show? Man, I'm gonna think of what it's called here, and then I'll tell you. And then people are gonna be like, I remember that show. Anyways, she'd say my name, I come out of my skin. She said Michael, but that's pretty uncommon name, so, mine's actually Mike, so it's kind of like, you don't really hear it much. It's like Mike, that's how you say it, Mike. That's why I had to put the big on there, because it's such an uncommon name. I don't want to throw people off. What do we got here? Who needs a pair of these? Oh, there you go. Yeah, you need a pair. What? See, here we go. Somebody says they have no artistic ability.
Lies.
Lies.
Tell 'em.
pure lies. You don't know until you pick up the pen. I guarantee if you put something down on paper and show it to somebody, they'll be like, wow, that is amazing. Who did that? The person with no artistic ability, that guy did. What else has everyone else been doing? You know? What are you doing to stay busy? Besides watching me paint, you know? People got some stuff going on out there. I saw some people getting out doing some kayaking the other day. I thought that's pretty cool, you know? It's a good way to escape the virus, escape the house, get out, do some kayaking. I might do that myself. I got this sweet power wheel thing that hooks to my wheelchair. I might make an Instagram video. I usually like to just post my art on Instagram, but I might make an Instagram video because this thing is so cool and it does like 30 miles an hour in a wheelchair. I mean, I feel like I don't need my car anymore, so I could just use this thing to get around town. So, but I keep calling it a thing. It has a name, but I can't think of it right now. I think it's called a Bodtech. But that company's probably not going to endorse me or support me anymore, are they? They'll be like, yeah, got that wrong there, dummy. You said hand modeling? Oh, yeah, right here with the paint stuff. You like that, huh? Mom. I don't see that. I see this. Wow. Oh, wow. I don't see the mom part. But my mom does. So I got mom and pops. Yeah. I did a lot of my own tattoos. I figured if you're going to be a tattoo artist, kind of like a mechanic paying somebody to fix his car, it's just probably not going to happen. So I didn't pay too many people to do my tattoos. I just did them myself. So, I've never carved into the wood, but I've done wood burning. So I think there's a professional art term for wood burning. I don't know what it is, but I have done some wood burning into wood, into some of these. Now, some of these boxes are real thin. Like this one, this is real thin. It's got like a real soft spot right here, but it's a real thin box. I mean, but some of them got more of a thicker texture. I think, you know, like this one's way thicker than this one. You could definitely wood burn into this one, but I wouldn't do it to this one. You'd probably burn a hole right through it. And then the glues that they use in these, you never know, the laminate woods and stuff like that, it could start wood burning and then it'll just keep on going, you know. But carve into the wood, I mean, I don't see why you couldn't. I don't know what you would use, maybe a Dremel or something, but I've never carved into the wood. But I've done some wood burning in some cigar boxes before, and blank skateboards. That's another thing that I like to paint. I paint a lot of shoes. Seems to be my number one. That's what everybody wants to get, is shoes painted from me. I enjoy it. I've got one pair of shoes. I wear the same pair of shoes all the time. I wear the same pair of shoes hunting, fishing, kayaking. Yeah. Not much of a shoe guy, I guess. I used to be a shoe guy. Now I got socks. My sock game is tight. Matter of fact, I don't know if can I do something like this? If if you're following me and you're actually doing some artwork and stuff today, I'd like to see your artwork. If you could show it, is there a way to show it to me? Like, what, direct message or something? Or
Yeah,
how?
I mean, they can message Facebook or whatnot.
Facebook message me your artwork from today,
Or Instagram.
or on
Or they can
Instagram.
just hit you up on Instagram.
Yeah, just hit me up on Instagram and show me what artwork you've done today, and what I'll do is I guess I'll pick a winner and I'll send you a super cool pair of socks, and I'll post the winner's artwork on my page on CreatiVets as well. Sound good? And I'll send you an awesome, cool, brand new pair of custom socks. So, cool. What's that thing right there?
The dog?
What is it?
Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. Is it a dog?
Sparks. Oh, those are sparks, remember?
Oh, those are the sparks. Mr. Two, give some sparks.
That means he likes you. He like you.
You like me? Like I said, these are the rough lines, so I'm not really trying to get too crazy here. Just want to have something that kind of flows. My sister's got one of my original art pieces that I did a long time ago. Yeah, that's when I was able-bodied. I did a skateboard for her. Shoot, I think that's probably, I might have even been in the Marine Corps at that time. So I did 10 years in the Marines and 11 years in the Army, so 21 years total. But, yep. I thank everyone out there for your service and your sacrifices. I know what it takes to be a soldier. I did it for 21 years of my life, and anyone who says it's not difficult, you can go sign up. I mean, they're still accepting people, so you can go try it for yourself. But I think the ones that stood up and took the oath and still carry that oath strong with them to this day. Oh yeah, I'm liking this. This is gonna be cool. She's gonna dig this. She is gonna dig this. I like that. So that's what I got so far. That's just a little, nothing too crazy. And I like to do a little fill in, trying to figure out something. She likes the colors. She's very colorful. So, like I was saying again, here's like the little palette thing. So, just got some rough sketch letters out here, and this has always been one of my favorite combinations right here. It's this blue and this blue. See, they're pretty close in color. So what I'll do, and then I'll probably find like a metallic. So here's a metallic blue. So I think these are good color combination, but I'll do a little test run on my book here. So I just do these just to do a little comparison to see how those are going to look together. Oh yeah. Here, I'll circle that so you can see where I went, because there's so much on here. So I'll circle. That was not even started yet. How about this one? There we go. There we go. So there's, just circled it. That's Those are the colors that I'm going to use. Oh, you see that one has got a metallic in it. So, cool. Those are going to be my starting colors. So, this one was this one. Yep. So I'm going to start with the lightest one first. And do a little fill in. Now, you have to be real careful with these types of markers because that tip right there, like I said, it presses in. Where's the camera at? Can you see it right here? I'm going to press it in real slowly to see. See how it pressed in? Came back out? If you do that with the marker turned this way, all the paint comes out. So if you do that on your art project, it'll just spill everywhere. And then that's when you make an abstract painting. Abstract, yeah. Do that a bunch. It looks really good. And I do a style of artwork that you can see on my page as well. But what do you say? Or the other way around. No, I was Marines first and then soldier. So yes, thank you. Appreciate that. Marines first and then soldier. Like they don't call a Marine a soldier, but I guess not. I just call him Marine. Hey, soldier. Soldier boy. Speaking of that guy, Soldier Boy, was he ever a soldier? You just call him that stuff, you know?
Stolen valor, exactly.
That's stolen valor, 100%. You can't say I'm a soldier boy and not be a soldier.
Or boy.
Or a boy. Don't you have to be, isn't like soldier man? You can be proper, soldier man. Soldier guy. Yeah, I'm gonna be the new rap artist. My name's gonna be Soldier Guy. Private man. Private man, that's what I'll just do. Private man sounds better. You said happy accidents, huh? Yep. Somebody likes Bob Ross, that's for sure. Now see, sometimes the marker starts to lose the paint, you know, like it starts to get a little low in there. And me using these for a long time, I've formed a habit of pressing the marker down real quick just to get some paint real quick. And that has always backfired on me. So that's why I use this little thing over here. I'm just hitting this down a couple times, get the paint going again, and then come back to my artwork. That's why this thing is just riddled with pages and pages of paint, because I don't want to mess up my art piece here. And I do a style of art. My paintings, first of all, obviously you can see that they're all done with markers. So I don't use any paint brushes. And I also do a style that, I mean, if you get up close on it, you can see so many imperfections. But if you're, it's like a 30, 60, 90, so 30 inches away, 60 inches away, 90 inches away. It just gets better the further you get away. But you get too far away, you can't see what I've painted. So, but I don't like to get into too much detail just because somebody like me with the OC, you know, I'll obsess about the painting until it's absolutely perfect, and what should take me 30 minutes will end up taking me 30 hours because I'm so involved in trying to make it perfect. So I'm going to skip each letter and do the colors here. See, I just did that again. Look, I just poked at it. hit my mom up. I wish my mom would jump on here. She's probably busy though. Yeah, these here, I like this. I've got a couple of art projects at the house that I don't want to say I've been procrastinating on, but I've got a couple of things that I need to get done. But this one here, I don't know, just really been thinking about my sister lately, and I miss them. I miss her and my niece. And I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to the crazy to kind of settle down so we can get back to enjoying life with our families and stuff. So the ones that we're not with every day. And again, if you're just joining us, this is CreatiVets. We're just streaming some live videos of art, so you can join in with us, and give yourself something to do for a little bit, have some, this is what I do to clear my mind. This really helps me. With my PTSD, my TBI and stuff, and just, at 19 years of service, I got injured and went into a wheelchair, and I've been in this wheelchair. I've been in the wheelchair off and on for 5 years, but I've been in the chair permanently now for 3 years. And, I don't know what I would do without art. I don't know if I'd be able to maintain. A lot of my friends in the wheelchair community, they're either born with a disability, but I don't have one friend. Well, I can't say that. I have a couple of friends that are military in wheelchairs, but they don't live locally. But I don't have any friends locally that are in wheelchairs, veterans. And the daily life of that could be it's a struggle, especially at my size, 6'10" in a wheelchair. So it's a big boy, but we make it happen, and this is a part of what keeps me going, is being able to do my artwork and stuff. So yep. What is that? There's a little sunshine thing.
More sparks.
Huh?
More sparks.
Oh, that's more sparks?
Yep.
I'm liking these sparks. Appreciate it. I don't know what that was. That was cool. Hey, you know what? That just reminded me of the name of that show with the mirror.
No way.
That just reminded me of the name of the show with the mirror, where that lady used to say your name. It's called The Romper Room. Go figure, huh? Romper Room. Don't get any crazy ideas. But look it up. I think it's called The Romper Room. And it had this lady, and she would be like, I see Michael. And she had this mirror, but it didn't have a mirror, and it was just a frame. And I'm like, how do you see me in that thing? Anyways. Romper Room. Huh. Go figure. If you do go to my Instagram, 610 Big Mike, you'll see a picture of me in a wheelchair. That's my tennis wheelchair, and I play wheelchair tennis. I don't think I'm very good. Some people say I'm really good, but I don't know. I'm trying to get better. It's not helping with this, everything being closed down. I can't seem to get to the park. So, wants to go near you when you're in a wheelchair, hacking all over the place. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm not hacking all over the place. I tell you what, though, when they start staring at me in the Walmart, boy, I start laying on a cough that they never even heard before. Man, it gets everybody scattering. The lines empty out. It's perfect. I actually haven't been out much. I've been staying in the house as much as possible. I don't think that this virus is this new as everybody thinks it is. I think it's been around actually for a couple of years. I mean, I got something early or at the end of last year. I thought I was going to die. And all the symptoms seem to be the same thing that they're talking about, this COVID-19. So, I don't know. I might have already had it. So, better knock on wood. Over here talking like I'm not going to get it. I'll get it as soon as I walk out the door, probably. What's my horn? What do you say, that's your horn? I don't know what horn he's talking about. Is Dan talking about my horn? Dan, are you talking about my horn on my wheelchair? I don't have it on there anymore. I took it off there. That new device I got, I need to post that video on Instagram. I got this new device, the Botec, where I can go like 30 miles an hour. I put the horn on there. I can't imagine running over somebody with that thing. Oh, to get people's attention in Walmart. No. I get there. You know, I like to mess with people. You know, one of my favorite things to do at Walmart is I go like this. I just sit in my chair and I stare at the ceiling tiles. Before you know it, I have like 15 people staring at the ceiling tiles with me. For no reason at all. Just to stare at the ceiling tiles. Oh, what's up, Dan? Oh, Dan Collins. Yep. I don't know if you were on here earlier, Dan. I was talking about you. I was letting people know how I got involved with CreatiVets, and I let everybody know that you were the link. You were the link that made it all happen, brother. So I appreciate you. Good looking out, bro. And I apologize to anybody that I don't have a Facebook or anything like that. I just do an Instagram. That's just the way I get down. You know, it's nothing against anyone or Facebook itself. It's just I prefer to use Instagram for all my art needs, and that's it. But I hope you all follow me, and I'll follow you back 100%. And like my artwork, I like to share it with everyone. If you got something that you'd like for me to paint, I'd love to paint something for you. You know, we can talk about stuff. You can direct message me through Instagram, or yeah, we can figure out something. I like to do collaborations, so some things that I do with my friends is I will start a painting. So for instance, like this here, I'll take a canvas like this, and I'll draw a line down the middle. I'll put a design there. I'll color half the design, and then I'll send it to you. You color half of it, and you keep it. So It just, or vice versa. You can start a project, do half of it, send it to me. I'll do the other half and send it back to you, and you keep it. So I love doing things like that with my friends, family, followers. I am not tattooing still. When I lost the feeling in my legs, I tried to come up with a whole bunch of different devices to run the tattoo machine. Now I know that they make tattoo machines that run off batteries now and stuff like that. You don't really need all that stuff, but I've been out of the game so long that if I started tattooing now, I mean, it'd be like some garage house tattoos where they just, not the quality that you're seeing on television. So, no, I do not tattoo anymore. I just stick to the artwork. I enjoy it. Tattooing hurt my back. Hurt my back so much. It's amazing that it didn't put me in the chair, because it hurt so much. But no more tattooing. But some people frown upon it now though too. But I'll still draw up stuff for people for tattoos. But then you take that to a tattoo shop and they're not gonna, unless it's something that you really have passion for and you can tell the story behind it and stuff. Most people won't tattoo it on you because they know that it's somebody else's artwork. That's where they get paid. It's for their expertise in being an artist and doing the tattoo work. I'm just letting this dry, just so you know here. The paint is acrylic and you can see that it's got a wet sheen to it. So I kind of just let it dry. This is all dry over here, but I'll let it dry for a minute and just talk to you guys. And then, oh, peace. Oh, I see peace. Greg, hey man, your garage looks killer, bro. Way to clean it up. Now I can actually roll in there. It's like I don't have to sit half dirt, 2 wheels on the dirt, 2 wheels on the concrete. So I appreciate that, man. Way to clean that up. I know you had no part in that. I know that was a honey-do list. I know for a fact. I'm interested in hearing your reply, but I know for a fact that was a honey-do list. Clean that garage, boy. But it looks really good, and I can't wait to come over and enjoy your clean garage. And I hope it was my garage that inspired you to clean your garage. Maybe. Nearly all the pictures that are taken on my Instagram of my shoes and everything are in my garage, so usually you get to see pictures of my garage in the background and stuff, and I keep it pretty square. Okay, so I've done these 2 colors here, alternating. I think that looks good. I guess that's my background in art is all self-taught, but I learn a lot from watching tutorials and stuff on the internet and everything like that, different, sites. But I have more of like a new school graffiti style is what people tell me. And I feel that way too. I like stuff to be clear. I like to be able to read my fonts. I like you to be able to see the colors. Very colorful with my artwork. But yeah, this is almost dry. And then I'm going to put some of this metallic in there. And I thought I had another, I'm liking this right here. It's like a little teal. Let's see what it says here. Can you read what color that is? Yep, that's the color right there. That's the one we're using. That color. I'm gonna go with teal. All right. Congrats, clean garage. Boom. talking about, son. So, another thing too is like I'll come back and I'll do like a hard outline, probably a black hard outline, and then I'll do like blocking and stuff like that. So once I do a fill-in color, I like to stay away from the edges. When you get close to the edges there, it just, then you're continuously blocking in and blocking in, and it's hard to get layers. So right here, this would be, in what I'm doing right today, this is going to be kind of like a 4-layer. So I'm not going to finish all the artwork today because I just want to do a couple letters, and then I want to kind of show you some of the like the jewels and stuff. So I'm just going to go up into probably like these first 3 letters to give you like an idea, and then you know, we can save this project and come back at a later date, and I can finish it with you on here if you want to see what it looks like when I'm all done, or do a different project, but we'll play it by ear. But let me just work on here a little bit. So right here, I'd take it in like that, and I do what's called, now here's another thing, I don't know what the art term is, but I do these little dots, and I do it almost in all my artwork. And people tend to ask me what got me started in doing all these dots. How come I do all this dot work like this? And it's nothing that I saw before. I've seen people do this artwork, this style of artwork, but I started doing it because when I went into the chair, I don't know if it was just the fact that I'm, you know, obviously some nerve damage, but my nerve damage is mostly in my legs and my lower half. But when my hand just sits out, and of course it's not going to do it today, but a lot of the time I shake. And you know, you come into a tattoo shop and the guy's shaking like this, and he's like, "Yeah, what can I do for you? You need a tattoo?" It doesn't go over very well. So I started using it to my advantage. Sometimes I'd wake up in the morning and my hands would just be shaking uncontrollably. So I'd want to do my artwork. So I would do some stuff. I'd do some stuff like this where, you know, I'm not trying to impress anybody, and then I could use that shaking to my advantage and do these little dots. And that's where the dots came from. And now I really enjoy it. Like I said, I mean, I don't know how to make any mistakes. I've tried to make mistakes, but I don't. I like that this color is real light. You can't even really see it in this letter, but very prominent in this one. And then it'll be light again. So, you know, another one of those things where I was saying like 30, 60, 90, 30 inches away from the painting. You can see all the detail and stuff in there. But then as you get out further, you know, some of it disappears and stuff. And I like that. I like to be able to, sometimes I hide stuff in my paintings just because I like to hear the reaction of people when they go, "Oh my gosh, I saw a lizard in your painting." Like, yeah, I painted it. I know it's there. You know? Did you know that there's a lizard in your painting? That's the best one. When people ask me if I knew that there was something in there, I can give them that. No, I didn't know. Where? Show me. And I've done some paintings and stuff for friends too, where I've hidden some stuff in there just to show my appreciation for them, you know, just so they can maybe later on down the road, it may not even be them, it'll be somebody else that'll be at their house looking at the painting, and they'll go, "Oh, that's pretty cool." You know, they put your initials in the painting, and they're like, "Where?" "Right here." Didn't even notice it in the beginning. Yeah. again, you just, you know. I used to have this little, oh man, sorry. I threw my back out yesterday I think it was because I was doing yoga. I do me a little bit of DDPY yoga. I don't know if you do any yoga, but you guys need to check out some DDPY. But I have a little fan, but it's hooked up at my house. That's what I use when I'm using my yoga. But I usually have this little fan that I can plug into my phone and dry off my artwork real fast. I also have a heat gun too. You can pick up a heat gun for like $4 or $5 at Harbor Freight. And if you hold it away, you know, at a good distance, you can once or twice over your art project and your paints. If you're using acrylic paints like this, your paints will dry so fast. You know, you can use Sharpies and stuff for this too, but it's less forgiving. So, like I said here, if I had a blowout on one of my markers where the paint goes everywhere, I could actually just take a cloth with some water on it and clean up the artwork and start over. But if you're using a permanent marker like a Sharpie or something like that, I really don't know. I can't really give you any advice on how to clean that up. So, what are you up to today, Dan? Are you just chilling? Oh, Dan Collins, you chilling? I've seen you've been out hiking and stuff like that, man. It's good to see you. I'm glad to see that you're getting out and doing stuff and not staying cooped up in the house. That's the last thing that we need to do. And if you are, you know, if that's just your method of handling the, how do you say it again? COVID-19. COVID-19. Oh, Corona. The Mexican beer virus. Yeah, if that's your way of handling it, is getting out and enjoying nature and stuff, then by all means, please do it. Because the last thing we need to do is just sit around in our houses and let our minds take over our bodies. What's this? You should put the darker on the light. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that before, you know. So I'll put the darker on the light and vice versa and stuff. Just you know, sometimes a nice little, a subtle touch is what's needed here. Because I'm gonna get pretty elaborate on this box, and I don't want it to start with layer 1 or 2. I mean, I'm thinking on this box alone, I'll have my base layer. Then there's a top layer, so now I have 2 layers on here now. I'm about to put a third. Then I'll probably put some jewels, and then I don't know, add some features out here and stuff like that. Some different little accents out here where, yeah, I just don't want to. But I do. I think that's an awesome idea of using it on its opposite color. Makes it pop for sure. Yep, you like that, huh? Mexican virus. Oh, the Mexican beer virus. The MBV. So here again, like I said, I like to stay away from the edges because I am going to do an outline on this. So here I'm just going to do a little bit of inside of this a little bit, going down those same lines that I just put out here. Ring ring. What is that? A peace symbol? Is that a peace symbol like this?
It's a zombie peace symbol.
Ooh, zombie peace. All right, appreciate that. What does it mean? I don't know. It means awesome. Zombie peace.
There's sparks. More sparks.
More sparks. Oh, so these are just all sparks.
All different kinds of sparks.
All different kinds of sparks. I think they make an energy drink called a Spark. Yeah. Ooh, man. You know, it's like I just had one, huh? Get crazy. Well, thank you for the Sparks. This is my first crack at this, and I'm liking it. So I hope you guys are enjoying my art here. Like I said, art is your expression. So you know, you take it to whatever level you want to take it to, and you can tell me all day long that you don't like my art, and that's fine. I don't really do it for anyone but myself. When people like my art and they ask, you know, oh, how do I get an art piece or something like that, you know, we go from there. But I've had criticism before where people say, I don't really like your style, or how come you paint stuff like this, or you used to paint this but now you don't. And hey, I'm an artist, man. I do all kinds of stuff. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Now the sparks are flying. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Bubba Sparks. That's a spark. Hey, isn't there no, that's the Spurs. I was gonna say, isn't there no, there's a Sparks. Isn't there a professional team called the Sparks?
WNBA.
Oh, there you go, WNBA. Why didn't I know that? You know, it's like. Okay, so now with these 3 letters, this is where you can really make these things pop. Watch this here. So I got black. I think it's black. Let me see. Can you read this? Yep, that says black. Alright. So this is where you can really make these letters pop out. Is putting some black on them here. Now this is the part where you really want to try not to make any mistakes. This here, what I'm doing here with my hand, I'll put my hand on the artwork and then I'll turn it over and see if I have any paint on my hand, and that lets me know if it's dry or not. So usually if I don't have any paint, I'm good to go. Like I said, I'm just going to do a couple of these letters because I really want to show a little bit of that, of kind of like the jeweling that I do and how I do it, because I've seen so many different methods on the internet, and it seems like some people try to make it as hard as possible. Oh wow, check that out. Thanks for the sparks. Whoa, check it out. Brett hit me up with some sparks. Thanks, Brett. Awesome ketchup. Thanks. Look at that. I don't even know what that one is. What is that, Brett?
It's a hype burger.
It's a what?
Hype burger.
Hype burger?
Yep.
Man, I'm getting hype right now.
You got a follow from Skip.
From who? Skip. Oh, yeah, that's right. They are mad because I do me. But that's all right. I like haters. That's how we live. That's how I thrive in this world, is haters. You can't do that. You're in a wheelchair. Watch me climb this ladder. Get your cameras out. It's only going to happen once. Cool. Yep, this is coming out real nice. Now see, look here. Some people call that a mistake. Look here, I stuck my finger in the wet paint. Where is it? Right there. See right there? Nope. Not a mistake. We can come back and fix that. No problem. No problem. So this piece of equipment that I got, this Botec little attachment that goes on my wheelchair, I was going 31 miles an hour. I don't even know how to explain it. I was going 31 miles an hour with this thing. I'm 6'10", I'm 300 pounds. This thing was just, it's crazy. Like a Mack truck going down the road. You know, my suitcase has got roller wheels on it and stuff. I put that behind me. People might mistake me for a semi. I might have to get a new horn. Dan, you're right. Dang it. Dan's right. I'm going to have to get a new horn. I'm going to have to get like a semi horn, like an air horn for my wheelchair. Oh, I'm liking this. Hopefully my sister likes this. I'm pretty sure she will. She's always been a big fan of my artwork. The crazy thing is my niece, she's 9 years old, and she can paint like the wind. I mean, she is so good. She is just so good. She comes up with these things off the top of her head and just paints it. Oh, this is a cow in a barn and all this stuff. And where'd you see that out? Nowhere. Just painted it. And I'm like, what? That's pretty cool. Yep, here we go. It's coming together now. So there would be just a, so that's an outline. You can kind of see the difference of the letters here. With an outline, it makes it a little bit more crisp. And like I said, as you get further away, so looking at it here in this camera, it's kind of, you can see the imperfections and stuff, but that camera, look at that. Those letters look nice and crisp, So, I don't know, you got to think about like an art piece. Where's this going to be displayed? This would be displayed on a countertop or something like that. So, you want to have a little bit of detail in there. But if you're having something that's displayed on a wall, I mean, people aren't going to get up and put their nose on your painting. Hopefully they don't. But you don't have to have as much detail if you don't want to. Okay, I'm going to do one last thing with these letters. And then I want to show you one last thing, and then I want to try to jump into this. I want to show you a little bit of this. Look at this. I'm doing two things at once. You see this? I'm fanning the artwork and shaking the marker at the same time. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Multitask. Come on, people. We're getting things done here. All right. So this right here, this is really going to make it. This is what will bring out this whole box right here. Is a nice solid outline. And what I like to do when I do the outline is just keep it on the outlines. So any lines that go inside don't get an outline. So none of that would get an outline. I guess pretty much the rule of thumb is anything, well, for this here, the background is the wood. So anything, this liner has to touch wood every time. Oh, I'm waiting for the comments from that one. That's going to be real good. So you can see here. And you want to just keep a little bit of that black hard line. That way you can get the shadows off of that. See how that's coming together? Sticks out now. Looks like a sticker. You can just peel it off there. Wood. See, I knew I was gonna get a comment. Wood. Gotta make sure it's still touching the wood. Yep, this is looking good right here. Oh, there's a little piece right there. I always wondered, I reference Bob Ross a lot because man, that guy could chat it up while he was painting. And I always wondered how he did that. And now I kind of feel it. I feel the vibe that he had, because it's nice to talk while you're painting. I've never done it. I usually say, leave me alone. That's usually the dog or somebody's out there bugging me when I'm trying to paint. Anyways, so that right there is up to those 3 letters there, you can see. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put some highlights in there and stuff. I'm not going to do that right now because, like I said, I wanted to jump into doing a little bit of some jewel work on here. So that's basically now for this here. Even though we're going to do the jewels on top of this, my suggestion here at this point, you can do it before and after. I'll tell you the drawbacks between the two things. So what I was going to mention is you can clear this now. So you can clear over your artwork once you've finished the acrylic painting part before you go into the jewels, if you wanted to put jewels on your box or whatever you're doing. If you don't, if you just want to have painting, finish the painting, put the acrylic clear over the top, and you're done. Do as many layers as you want based on what the project is. I mean, obviously, if you're painting, I've painted rims before. I've actually painted a motorcycle before, like fenders and a tank and stuff like that. And obviously, if you're doing something like that, it's gonna be in the elements and stuff, and so that's where you would want to put more coats of clear. But something like this can be sitting in the house. It's probably not going to be touched too much on the outside of the box. You could get away with 1 or 2 coats of clear. But you can also clear after the jewels are on there as well. So yeah, I'm going to put this away here. I don't need this. I don't need the pencil anymore. And I have this is real simple right here. So I have some, you can see here, these are just little things I pick up offline. So these are just some little jewels. I got these sequins at Michael's. This is just random stuff. Beads, buttons, you name it, it's in there. I just want to show you guys some of the stuff because it's actually very inexpensive and very inexpensive. I mean, online, $2. At the this is less than $1. You can go to the dollar store, and this is like on the thrift shelf of the dollar store. It's like 50 cents. I think I paid like $2 for this glue. A tube of glue. You can see these things still got the price on there, $4.99. But these are like little. They're called crystal fixed syringes. So you can put the glue inside these syringes here, so you can get more fine detailed. Where you want to put sequins and stuff like that. And then like this here, just get these packages of beads. I mean, there's 100,000 beads in here for $13. There's colored ones, so I don't know. You can put all kinds of stuff. So, and then here is something I want to show you. Is really cool. This right here. This is it's kind of like a little wax tip on it, and it's made for picking up the jewels. It's got a little bit of glue on there too, but and that's what it's for. For picking up, you can pick up these little jewels and stuff, and do a little something here for my sister. Let's see if we can't. I think these would be really cool right here. Bedazzle the box. You know I'm going to, Dan. Come on now. What we need to do. Oh, and yeah. So here's oh shoot. And to get an idea too. Here's these shoes. So this is what I'm talking about here. You know, here's the tool. You'll pick up one. You know, this is what I've done for these shoes that I did for my wife. And this is just a little bit of glue and a lot of jewels. And you can see, I just pick up one, put down one, and this is what you get. I need to stop moving this so you can see a little bit. I mean, you can't tell me that's not cool. That's like Liberace right there. You know? Ooh, anybody who knows me know who that dude is. He's got a first name too. That's not his first name. Reed is not his first name. If anybody knows what my dog's first name is, it's not Reed. If you know his first name, chime in. But here's the other shoe. He's a bug. Yep, I can't show you the back because then you'll know his name. Alright, so that's what some stuff looks like. I'm not going to do that to this box. I'm not going to cover the entire box, but I am going to go along the outside of the letters. What clear coat? So as far as like clear coats, again, I have my go-to, and then I have, it just depends on what you're painting. So if you are painting a cigar box, to protect it, I would suggest something like this, a matte finish. It's low odor. One spray over the box would be plenty enough for this. This is still something that you would spray in a well ventilated area. You're not going to spray this in your house. But if you want to get more into the detail where you're not spraying your whole, so I like the background of this being wood. So with having a good background like that, I would want to put an acrylic clear over my artwork and not over the entire box. You could tape off your artwork, tape around each edge, and then spray it on if you wanted to do that. But this is where I suggest going. This is another company here called Angelus. There's a bunch of these different types of acrylic finishers. This can be put into an airbrush gun or applied with a brush. I use a little paintbrush. But then you can just go over your artwork, and you don't have to cover the whole surface and give it, you know, a crazy sheen or whatever. This is just going to protect your artwork. Whatever they've put on the box is going to protect itself. So, yep, that's what I would use to protect stuff. Now this one here, just real quick, this one's a UV resistant clear. So I've painted things, like I said, motorcycles. I recently did a wheel tire cover from my uncle. So it's on his Jeep, so it's the wheel tire cover. It needed a UV resistant clear. He says it's working awesome. He goes fishing all the time, and the artwork hasn't faded at all. So seems to be working. But that's what I use. I hope that was helpful. What's a rover?
First name of your dog?
Nope.
Guess your dog's name.
Nope. Rover Reed. That's pretty good, but it's not Rover. Nope. And is Dan Collins guessing amazing? I think you know what my dog's name is. Are you saying my dog's name is amazing? Because he is amazing. I mean, your dog's pretty amazing. But, ooh, almost said his name. I almost said it. It's just Reed. It's something Reed. What is it? What? Awesome ketchup. Is it Dr. Reed? It is not Dr. Reed. My dog is not a doctor. He's not certified. He is a, what do I call him again? Emotional support animal. Senior Reed. No, it is not Senior. Even though I'm married to a Mexican, it is not Senior. So thanks, Brett, for trying Senior, but it is not Senior. Senior Reed. Dang, man, these are good names. Get good pet names for the next one. So these here, you can see I just sprinkled out a couple, just like little sequins, and like I'm just going to show you this tool here. You can just use this tool to pick them up, set them down. I don't know if I'm going to use sequins on this. I'm not liking the size of them, so I'm going to push those off to the side and just use some jewels. What's it say? Oh, Rover Reed is badass. That's what I thought. Rover Reed is badass. Name. Did you just say his name is Name? No, not Name.
Can't even read. Learning to read.
These, I mean, come on. Who's coming up with these things? Can't even read. Learning to read. That is not. Could you imagine if his name was Can't Even? Can't Even, get over here. Get over here, Can't Even. What's your dog's name? Well, Can't Even. He just struggles. Having troubles. Nope. There's got to be somebody out there that knows my dog's first name. Keep chiming in if you know. Anyways, I'm going to jump over here to these right here and try to do this. So you can see here, mass loads of beads. I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of them out here on the table here. Usually I have a paper plate that I put these on, but you know, actually I'm going to put them up here. And show you what I do here. Thrift store's going to think that something fell apart. So anyways, this is really cool, really easy. So it says all pets are emotional support animals. That's true, I guess, you know, unless you have like a king cobra, you know, like, oh, who wants to pet my king cobra? He keeps me, he makes me feel safe, you know, till he bites you in your forehead. All right, so there's the glue. Nothing fancy about it. I just like to run a little bead right there. Like I said, if you wanted to get more in detail with it, you could use that syringe. So this here, where's the wax tool? Right there, wax tool. Picks up the bead. This is how I did those shoes. It is very tedious, but I think with some good music and good conversation, you know, I like to get some friends on the phone and you can sit there on speaker and just you know, talk to each other and hang out, have a good time, but also get some artwork done. And it doesn't seem so bad when you're actually talking to somebody and you actually, you know, got some stuff going on. You know, line these up. This glue that I use here sets up in about 3 to 5 minutes. So the good thing about that is you have plenty of time to play with your jewels. You can move them around. After I set mine, I like to come back through with my finger and just give them a little tap. Now these ones here are these little jewels that I have are called flat backs. They're flat back jewels, and they also got a coating on them, so they're not clear on the back. The back has a, I don't know if you can see it in my hand. Anyways, the back has a coating on it. If they're clear, then you can see the color of your artwork, or the background of whatever you're sticking these jewels on will come through the jewel. Kind of, I don't know, just in my preference, it makes them it changes the colors of the jewels so much, so drastically, that you can't really see where you're trying to put them. But I don't know if you can see this. Scrape these off for a minute here. See if you can see. I just did one line going across the top right here. And what I'll probably do is just outline the whole thing like I did with the white. With the white marker, I'll just outline this whole thing with the jewels, and I don't know. I think it'll be a nice piece and stuff for my sister. Oh, look at Dan. Dan comes in for the win. I'm sorry, Skip, it is not Christopher. Dan comes in with the win. It is Mr. Reed. My dog's first name is Mr. Yep. And the story behind that is that he is a pug. And if you've ever seen the breed of a pug, they have a little curly tail in the back. And you can see all their goods down at the bottom. Well, he's a little guy, and we had his goods taken off when he was a little guy. So everybody goes, oh, she's so cute. And she's not cute. She is a he. So you would respect him and give him the proper name. So I gave him the proper name of Mr. Reed. And on his birth certificate, his first name is Mr. and his last name is Reed. So that's it, Mr. Reed. So if you really want to call my dog at my house, you just go, Mr., 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 Mr. Not really. He answers to Reed. He's more of a soldier boy. He's more of a soldier boy. He goes by his last name, Reed. I don't really have, that was about, that's about what I have going on here. I would love to share the completion of this. Not necessarily, I don't know if I'm gonna finish this on here, but I definitely will finish this box and be posting this on my Instagram, 610 Big Mike. That's 610 Big Mike. It'll also be on the CreatiVets website as well. Dan, you cheated. See this? See what happens? He says, he has to admit he cheated. I'm just letting everyone know, Dan's a cheater. Dan obviously has direct contact with my dog, so he knows his name. But anyways, I don't think you cheated, Dan. That's nice, letting everybody know that Mr. Reed, that's his name. But yeah, let me show you here, just so you can see him one last time here. Yep, there it is. Let's see if we can show these here. Where's the camera at? Right there. Mr. Reed. And those shoes. The box will look something like that, you know. And that's about. That's about all that goes into, and like I said, remember I said it's like 3 to 5 minutes for this stuff to dry. We're still in that time limit, and I can still move some of those jewels around. I am going to place these last few ones since I got them out. And you can use, like I said, you can use a super glue, but I prefer this glue because it's paintable. it's paintable, that means, once again, we can't make any mistakes because we can paint that glue so we can get it all over the place. Just paint it. Yeah, please give me some ideas of what you would like me to paint. If there's anything that you've thought about, like a gift idea for your mom, for your sister, for your spouse, for yourself. Like I said, with these types of markers that I use, an acrylic type marker, and you can go to any hobby store and ask them that you want an acrylic marker. And if you get acrylic markers, I'm telling you, you can paint on almost anything. Now, when you get an oil-based marker, that's where it kind of gets a little bit fishy, because if you're trying to paint on metal with an oil-based marker, metals have natural oils in them. Same with like wood and stuff like that, so it may not adhere correctly. But I'm telling you, if you use acrylic markers, you can literally paint on anything. And I've done everything from, like I said, toilet seats. I'll paint on anything, and it'll amaze you once you start painting, and the things that you paint on that will really impress people. Everybody thinks that you need to just paint on a canvas and it has to go on a wall and it has to have a frame around it. Half my artwork doesn't have a frame around it. Most of my artwork doesn't have a frame around it. I paint surfboards. I could sit here and name everything that I can paint, but the thing is that just get out there and do it. You got some old tools laying around. I've painted some old tools before. Yeah. Try to think of anything. Your wife's throwing away some old dishes or something like that, or your mom's throwing away some old jewelry. You can take the jewelry apart and use it to stick on stuff. That's another thing too I was going to show you, and I'm probably going to do it right here because I got a pretty large amount of glue going on. Well, I was thinking about putting it up there, but anyways, I brought a jewel with me, and it's a butterfly, and I'm going to put that on there. Seth, what's up, buddy? Oh man, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey Seth, it's good to hear from you, bud. I hope you're doing well. Man, please reach out to me sometime, man. Send me a message, man. I miss talking to you, and I definitely would like to talk to you some more. It's good to see you on there, Seth. I'm glad you tuned in. But yes, I would just, like I said, you can paint on anything, any surface. So it's just about making it happen. And I know you see a lot of supplies here and things that I brought and stuff, but this is stuff that I've accumulated over time. So I'm not saying that you have to go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff. You don't. Like I said, for $10 you can get enough glue and enough jewels to, do an art project. Or you can go get a package of acrylic markers and a package of pencils for $10 and a can of that clear. Start painting on anything you want. Another cool idea that I started doing not too long ago was of glove boxes in people's cars. They always they want to customize their car, but car customization costs a lot of money. Well, give me your glove box lid, I'll paint it for you, and then you put it right back in your car. You got a custom piece to your car. Like, most people wouldn't even think of that. So yep, get out there and push yourself to stay busy. Don't stay cooped up in your place, and if you are gonna if you are just hanging out at your house and you want to get out and not really get out. If you want to jump on and join us, there's all kinds of great artists, from musicians to painters to all different types of art that are going to be on here on CreatiVets, and we're going to be doing this daily. So you can jump on here and see what we got going on and how it could help you. I mean, through these times, last thing we need is people sitting there just getting into your own head. Let's stay together and work together to help each other out, and in these different forms of art. And shoot, I might even try to write a song next time. Or write a song and paint at the same time. Or maybe we can all write a song together and paint. Oh, all right, Skip. I see your nephew just joined the Marines. If I could say anything, Skip, to you, I don't know what MOS he chose, and that's where it becomes tough. So, like I told my kids before, my kids were going to join the military, but when they saw me come back in a wheelchair, they changed their mind, and I told them that it's what you choose to do in the military that's going to determine your fate. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone goes on the front line and wants to be a frontline soldier. That's just what I chose to do. But you can choose to do anything, and hopefully your son has made a choice that's dear to his heart, and that he holds that true. And please tell your son Semper Fidelis. Because he'll understand that one day that's means a lot more than you think. So I think he'll be just fine as long as he focuses on what he's doing, and you'll be just fine knowing that he's safe, as long as he keeps his mind set on the objective. So. Yep, I know it's scary. Yep. I could imagine if my kid went to the military, but it's also honoring too, to know that you've raised a son who wants to serve his country. So it's very empowering. So thanks again for all these, what do they call again? Sparks. Man, I'm so gonna get this wrong every time. Oh, he says he lives in the UK and he's in the US. Well, keep him in contact with CreatiVets. You get him in contact with me, and I'll talk to him anytime, any place, anywhere. I love talking with new soldiers because one day they're going to be veterans, and they need to know that when they step out of that path and go onto the path of being a veteran, that they have the support. And what better way to show that support than now? Why wait until he's a veteran? So if your son wants to get in contact with me, please have him go 610 Big Mike on Instagram, and he can message me, and I would love to speak with him. Awesome catch up. Thanks for all the sparks. Boom, got it that time. Brain clicked on sparks. I'm just finishing up right here. I mean, I don't really want to pull out too many more jewels, but I've reached the end of the glue. You can see I just went around the edge and did the A. So now it's got a little bit of bling to it. Let's see if we turn it this way now so you can see. Amanda, it's going to turn out real nice. Like I said, I will, I can come back based on the feedback. If you guys would like me to come back and finish this box, for you, I gladly will, or I can come back and do another project. So based on your feedback, that's what I'll do. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, and I look forward to coming back and doing many more art projects. But that's about all I have for today. Again, check out CreatiVets.org. Sign up for one of their amazing programs.